Hey Sim fans, Crystal here, and welcome to a brand new challenge play, a brand new series. This is the very first episode, the introduction, and I'm going to be playing the Moving On Up challenge, which is a Sims 4 apartment challenge. Although I have changed the rules to actually make it more difficult to play and hopefully more entertaining to watch. So I played the actual Moving On Up challenge myself personally just to kind of try it out. I did not finish it all the way, but I did get more than halfway through it. And then there was just parts of it that I wasn't real crazy about, and I thought this would be a fun series, but I'd have to make some changes to it. So I'm using a male lead character this time around, since in my random legacy we've had nothing but females for the past, oh my gosh, I don't even know, 3 or 4 generations or something crazy. So I wanted to play a guy sim. So this is Jarrett Barnes. He's actually a EA created sim back for the movie pack, I believe, the movie stuff pack. Although his name's not Jarrett, it's like Gene or something, and I didn't like Gene, so I changed it to Jarrett. And then he comes with this outfit, but I added 4 more daily outfits, and then I think I tweaked a couple of his others. And so this is him, and you can read the description to kind of get his backstory, but I'll briefly go through it with you. Basically, he's a very young adult. He's freshly a young adult, if you will, freshly out of high school. He played sports throughout school. He's very buff, as you can see, very active, and he enjoyed it very much. He's a popular guy. You know, he was good at sports. He played football in high school. He was so good, he actually got offered a free ride to Landgraab University on a football scholarship. But that's just not what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. You know, like, he's like, okay, I've done nothing but sports pretty much since elementary. I'm done with this. You know, this isn't what I want to do. And he's always loved to draw, and he's kind of good at it. And so he decided that he wants to be an artist. That's how he wants to live his life. And his father got really pissed off because he's like, I'm not paying for you to go to art school. You got a free ride to go to Landgraab University and play football. Like, you should do that. And then why don't you use that and get an art degree? Like, play football, but then get an art degree. And he's like, because I just don't want to play football, like, at all. Like, not even to use it, you know, for a college education. Like, he just flat out doesn't want to do it. So anyway, the dad threw him out of the house. Mom protested. She thought it was a bit harsh, but you know, Dad makes the rules. So he threw him out of the house and he cut him off. He's like, we're not going to help you unless you take this scholarship and go to Landgraab U. We're not helping you. So he had to couch surf with some friends for a while, some of his old teammates from the college football team, who were willing to let him hang with them. He worked odd jobs. You know, he did some fast food, did some retail, did some handyman kind of stuff, you know, and he raised up enough money to get one of the smallest kind of rundown apartments in the city. This is the cheapest apartment in San Myshuno, believe it or not. It's in the fashion district. I'm just having them paint up a storm while I converse with you guys. Let's do a different one. And so, you know, this is it. This is, let me look at my list here. I made a list, and I shared it in the description as well, so you guys can keep up. He's in 1321 Chic Street in the fashion district. It's only $8,755 to move in. And he, after paying, you know, his deposit and everything to move in, he was left with $500, and you know, he's spending that now on, you know, painting supplies and starting some paintings. So I'm gonna have him do 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large paintings, stick them in his inventory, and then we're going to go out on the street and sell them. Also in his inventory, he has one of these nifty street selling gadgets that you put your paintings on, and I'll show y'all how to use them. I've used it before in some personal games. But this is pretty much how the apartment comes. This was like a second bedroom, but he doesn't need a second bedroom. It's just him. It's going to be just him for a while, or maybe the whole challenge. I don't know. I did change the lifespan to long, and only the active household is aging. And I mean, if he's creeping up to like if he's an adult and he's still not like, it's not looking like he's gonna make it to the penthouse, then maybe we'll like have him have a kid or something and continue his legacy, if you will. Because there is 24 apartments that I'm going to attempt to live in. So even with the lifespan on long, I'm not 100% sure I can achieve that in his generation, in his lifetime. So we may have to eventually have a kid. We'll see. Wait, is this done? Oh, okay. We'll see. But yeah, this is the cheapest apartment. It's pretty small, as you can see. I don't think it's that terrible, but I mean, if you look closely, if you really want to nitpick, let's have him do, what is paint from reference? Oh, look at him. He's already starting. Well, never mind. Just do your thing. If you look real close, I mean, it's dirty. Like, the walls are really dirty, you know, like everywhere. There is a mouse hole here. So there are mice in his apartment. And then he's got the good old electrical box and plumbing straight up in the kitchen. The floors are kind of cracked. The cabinets are very worn. The fridge is really worn. He's got a really cheap stove. I mean, it's super basic. He's got metal folding chairs to eat on. Very basic bathroom with a floor grate that can sometimes leak. Or have odors and stuff. So I mean, you know, it needs TLC. In fact, if you go into the lot traits, that is one of the permanent, non-changeable lot traits is needs TLC. The great place to practice your handyman skills. I added home studio, which makes it a great place to be creative for painting and writing and woodworking. And then I also added natural light. The quality of the light here makes the painting and photography easier to master. I figured that'd kind of help them out. And if I can fit both those traits in each lot, I will. Some lots, you know, already come with 2 fixed traits and things like that, and so there's nothing I can do about that. I so wanted to add a window to this room, but you can't add windows to the apartment. You can't move them, you can't add them, and you can't delete them. They are a permanent fixture. He's painted quite a bit, but we need to take a bathroom break. And then I'll let him just kind of just hang for a while. We have this board thing. Depending on what size your paintings are is how many it can hold. If they're all small, I believe it can hold 9. But we've got some mediums mixed in. So we've got 6 now. It'll probably only hold like 6 or 7. So we might just go sell some stuff, and I can show you guys how that works. But in my challenge, my personal challenge, we're going to live in all 24 apartments in San Myshuno. And if you look at the original challenge rules, you're only moving into the empty apartments. So yes, I am going to be kicking people out and moving them around and things like that. Which is also why I've adapted the second rule, since I am going to be moving families around to move him into where he can live in all the apartments. He is going to leave each apartment furnished and move into the next furnished. That way I'm not moving people to a bunch of empty spaces. If he wants to, or if we want to upgrade something, we will. I pretty much was going to leave the apartments as they are. If he's complaining badly about the bed giving him a sore back and he's not sleeping well, or bad reception on the TV, or the food tastes like fridge, if he actually complains about something, then I'll probably upgrade it. I'll probably buy something nicer. Otherwise, I'm planning on just leaving it as is. When we move into a place that has more than one bedroom, I'm going to try to find other uses for the other bedroom or bedrooms. Like, one will definitely be like an art type studio thing. And then maybe the other one will end up being a little gym for him, because he does like to work out, or a game room or something, eventually. We'll see. I'll figure out how to utilize the space. And like I said, eventually we might even get him a roommate or a girlfriend or something, depending on kind of how the challenge goes. I'm so lost. I'm trying to get to the public space. There it is. So I'm going to bring him down here to the public space. Thankfully, there is no loading screen. It's kind of like the public spaces around your house in any other world. But there's food and stuff. And he's hungry. So maybe we'll go ahead and get him something to eat. Sweet and sour eggplant. That sounds good. I almost made him a vegetarian, by the way, just for the fun of it, but I didn't. Anyway, the whole furnishing thing. In the original challenge, you have to start in an empty apartment with no money, and you can have any job you want, and you have to basically furnish the apartment. And then as you move, you have to take your furniture with you and move into an empty apartment. And I totally did that in my personal challenge, but honestly, I got sick of seeing the same crap over and over again. And every apartment's different sizes, and even the more expensive apartments sometimes can actually be smaller than the apartment you just left. It's like you're upgrading in price, but the square footage is less, and so then you can't even use all your furniture. Anyway, and I just don't really like decorating. I get in my moods where I want to decorate, and I could do a pretty decent job, but most of the time I just don't want to. And so that's why I've adapted the whole, let's just move into an apartment furnished as is. That way we can have a fresh start, fresh furniture, fresh view each time. Because honestly, I just get sick of looking at the same stuff, and I just don't want to constantly have to buy new stuff all the time. Hey, it's my pal Peter. You will see some familiar Sims. This is my master copy of the game, so it is going to be a little different than your traditional, just brand new, out of the box game. I have customized lots. I don't have any custom content or anything, but I've got redesigned lots. I've got some special personal Sims in my game. My Sim, my friend Peter, my fiance and his boys are in my master copy. Some other of my Sim friends, that you'll see pop up from time to time. So also because of that, my apartment list is going to be a little different than y'all's, because there's some apartments that aren't furnished very much or very well, and originally I was going to go through and redo all the apartments, just vamp them up a little bit, and then I got bored with that. I think I only got through like 3 or 4, and I was like, nah, no more. So some of my apartments, the pricing and stuff will be a little different, and so therefore my list will be a little different. If you want to play along, that's great. Most of my list should congeal with yours, with a few exceptions, like seriously, like maybe like 3 exceptions. So I did put that list though in the description. I also linked the original rules. But yeah, I wanted him to start with some money, because you gotta have some money to paint. Okay, so let's set up our little thingy here. You just hit place in the world. Hopefully he'll go in kind of an empty area to place it. And then we're going to load it up and see if we can sell some stuff. Oh, seriously, dude? Right here? Okay. We're going to view inventory. And we're going to drag these up like this to fill the inventory. And then we're going to stock table, as they call it. Let's see how many. Oh, he could have so painted more. Okay. And then we're going to tend the table. So he's going to actually like actively sell stuff. Let's set the prices. To start off, let's just go like, it's his first sale. So let's start at 25%. And let's start a street sale. And it's on a little timer and everything. And the more street sales we do and the better his artwork gets, then we'll market it more. But I think 25% is fair, considering that his stuff's pretty amateur. I mean, he's a great artist. I mean, look, most people can't even do that. He's got some natural talent. He's a creative sim. But he's like so in the way. I should have had him like, well, oh, that's my fiance sim in the blue and white t-shirt there and the jeans, looking at the paintings. But let's see how he does, especially since the paintings are kind of cheap, you know. And whatever he doesn't sell by the end of the street sale, we'll clear him out, leave him in his inventory, and leave it for the next sale. And I'll stay at the 25% price point until we can actually like sell out, and then that'll tell me that we can move on. And I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to take a quick break, so bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. Mom duties call. So it's spring break and I have some free time to record some stuff for you guys. And so I am. There's another one of my friends in the green t-shirt and the fedora, just a personal friend, and I have a sim of him in the game. But anyway, oh, he sold one for $275. Wow, that's awesome. Like I said, if we sell out next time, we'll mark it at 50. I think 50% is the next level. So we'll see how it goes. The street sale, he's still got quite a bit of time. I'm trying to remember where I was, what I was talking about. But anyway, so my challenge is going to be it's going to be more difficult than the actual challenge, because he's not going to be able to have a regular job. He can only make his money through the street sale of his art, or if we want him to participate in like a karaoke contest at the karaoke bar. In fact, there's one tonight. They start at 8 p.m. on Sundays, Thursdays. I wrote it down. Let me see. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. There's a karaoke contest. Look at that. He's selling them. And if you win, which you actually don't have to have any skill to win, it's random. You get like $500. So I think he'll be okay with just the art. I don't want to progress too fast, but I know that we've got to move at a good pace to try to live in all 24 apartments by the time he dies. Wow, he's only got 2 left. So let's see how he does. How many minutes or whatever. He has like a little less than an hour. If he doesn't sell them all, he's got to stay at the 25%. That's our thing. We're gonna go up as he becomes more popular as an artist. There's Mortimer Goff. See if he'll buy something. There's 2 left. A llama and it looks like a tea kettle and some fruit. It's not bad though, especially this one. That one's pretty good. Look at that. He's got 735. So the same rules as in the original challenge. If he does become pretty well off, or he becomes really successful at selling his art, I'm not just going to have him paint all the time. I'm going to have him go to all the festivals and do other things. Oh, good. Then just paint. So he's not just going to be locked in that room all the time. I'm going to have him get a social life, meet people, go to parties. But he has to at least pay 1 rent before he's allowed to move. So he has to be there. I think rent is weekly in San Myshuno. So he basically has to live a week at least in the apartment before he can move. So that he's not just living somewhere for a couple days and moving. I don't think that's very realistic or fair. Oh, so the street sale's over. He had 1 left. Oh, Oh, look at that last minute sale. That's awesome. Okay, so put this back in your inventory, and let's just meet some people. Like, here's Jordan. I put her out. She's actually in the trailers for San Myshuno. And of course, Miko is a resident. Now I've got aging turned off, so these people will be around, and he can build some long-term friendships with these people. But that's all for the first episode. Gosh, it went so fast. I know I didn't probably get through everything, but the description goes through it, and that's kind of the gist of it. So he's gonna just sell his art, live at a place at least until 1 rent, and then he can't move until he has enough money to move, 1, and 2, he has to have paid the rent. So to move to the next place, which is 910 Medina Studios over in the Arts Quarter, he has to have $9,094 to buy it, to move in with it furnished, because you have to pay like a deposit and stuff. Deposit and rent, and of course for the furniture. So that's what we're shooting for, is $9,000. He's already got $1,000, but he's got to spend some of that to paint. So he's got to spend some to make some, plus, you know, food and partying. I'm not going to just let him sit on his money, you guys. We are going to spend it. You know, I do want this to be a challenge, and I want it to be entertaining to watch. So thank you again. Tune in for the next episode. I don't know if I'll do a daily play or just check in every few days. I haven't figured that out. But it won't be like a weekly thing. I don't think I'm going to go that far. But anyway, I'm running way over. Thanks so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and this is Crystal signing off. Until next time.